Well, joining us now is the leader of the Alba Party in the House of Commons, Neale Hanvey. Hi there. Happy for you to be with us this morning. But first off, can we just sort out, do you agree with these gender reforms that the Scottish Parliament are wanting to put through?
No, I don't, actually. I think there are some very serious concerns that I have attempted to raise when I was a member of the SNP, and others are frightened to raise because of the repercussions that those of us who have put our head above the parapet have suffered as a consequence. And, you know, balancing rights is not a simple matter. The SNP want everybody to believe that this is just an administrative change, when actually it has a significant consequential impact on our understanding of fundamental material categories like sex, what that means, and it distorts our language, and it's really a completely unacceptable piece of legislation, the way that it's been brought forward. That's no criticism of the trans community whatsoever. I've campaigned for LGBT rights throughout my adult life, so you know, that is not the issue. The issue is that this legislation, as it stands, facilitates the potential for predators to utilise this legislation to access vulnerable groups, not just women and children, but many other groups, for nefarious purposes. And that is an easily demonstrated argument. You just have to look at the current prison population, that 42% of trans-identifying prisoners on the female estate are sexual predators. Now, if it wasn't easy, then that would perhaps put them off. But because it's so easy, it is a green light for them to abuse this legislation. And that needs to be taken seriously. So many people have tried to...
Well, it chimes with our viewers. It chimes with our viewers in that People's Poll, what you said there, Neale.
Neale, so on that basis, do we take it that the government were right then in order to intervene and seek to block this legislation?
Well, interesting your question. So, where the government right to seek to intervene? Well, there are ways to maintain legal consistency, which is the fundamental question at stake here, that the government have used. I don't think that a Section 35 order was the correct mechanism. There were two other mechanisms within the Scotland Act that they could have used. And my concern, my very deep concern, is that in making a decision constitutional, it has handed Nicola Sturgeon the opportunity to talk about this as a constitutional issue, rather than get into the very important detail of how we balance rights, how women's rights and protections are enshrined in law and clarified, and that's unfortunate. I think that, you know, there are two other mechanisms, Section 33 and Schedule 6 Part 1. I've asked the Secretary of State to clarify the legal reasons why they were not available, and I just want to make it clear,
Neale,
we've got
the Secretary of State on a little bit. And we've got the Secretary of State on a little bit later on, so we'll be asking those questions if you think there were alternatives he could have used.